Hey you guys, it's Cassandra72 and I am back with another video concerning my GLP journey with the Zepbound and Manjaro, and hopefully to give you guys just a little bit of a tip in a much shorter video, because when I ended the last video I realized I rambled on for so long and didn't even touch on one of the tips that I could give anyone right now. Like I said, not a doctor, not a not a healthcare provider at all, but just in giving an idea of how to help navigate the system in a sense if you are on these meds and are also concerned about the shortages. Because with the Weight Watcher sequence program, when you go to request a refill, and because I was just trying to see how the system worked, I was basically told at one point, I got a prescription less than 2 weeks ago. And so therefore it would not go through with a refill. So that let me know that in order for me to request a refill with the Weight Watchers sequence program, I had to request that there had to be 2 weeks between those time frames. And so this is, like I said, to help navigate the system and to basically, I'm talking about how to establish sort of a cushion. You have a cushion in case you do end up running into supply shortages for whatever reason. So with the Weight Watcher sequence program, you're able to request a refill after 2 weeks. With the insurance that I have, I'm not sure if it's that way with everyone, but with the insurance that I have, they're able to refill the prescription every 3 weeks. And so that is how I ended up navigating things. So I made that request for my refill of the 2.5 back on 30th. On May 30th, I made a request to refill my 2.5 of the Zepbound. And then we discussed a possibility of me moving to the Manjaro with my next dosage. And so 2 weeks after, well, first of all, with my insurance, being that I can go in CVS. I'm like correlating. When I tell you I'm trying to navigate this system between the sequence and within the insurance, and then with CVS, I'm looking at all these different apps trying to figure out how to freak this thing to the best of, legally, within the parameters they have set, but that's going to benefit me to the best of my ability. And that is what we're doing here. So I put in the prescription refill for the 30th, and I think it went to CVS either on the 30th or the 31st, but then it was just held there because it was too soon per CVS for them to refill it. And so I think I have to look and see when they, bear with me. So the doctor went ahead and put this prescription in for me on May the 30th. But as I had only gotten the first prescription on May the 17th, June the 7th was when the insurance said I could renew. That would have been 3 weeks. CVS was saying the 10th. So that's when they ordered it. And then it was there 2 days later because they don't keep it in stock. And I picked it up on the 12th. And as I stated, I went ahead and took that first injection on the 13th. And as I stated in the previous video, that is. And then they were talking about moving me to, the 5. Now, since I put that prescription refill request in through my Weight Watchers sequence on the 30th, 2 weeks after that, I think would have been June the 13th, which is actually when I would have been taking my first shot, the 2.5. My next 2.5, and let me just see. Actually, I didn't do it until the 20th. Yeah, so I waited a week, and I put in my refill. Yeah, I waited a week. I went ahead and took the shot, my injection, and then on the next week, I sent in the request for the Mounjaro. Well, I put in a refill request for the Zepbound, but they went ahead and switched me to the Mounjaro because they were the same medication, but the Mounjaro had the indication for the type 2 diabetes, and they said they might not have the issues with shortages, which right now the shortages are the exact same for the exact same dosages, but I think I was seeing in previous weeks that they had a little bit of discrepancy here or there. So I went ahead and I put in the prescription for the refill request through my sequence when I had taken the second shot of my current prescription. And being that with the insurance, in this case, it had only been 2 weeks, hadn't been to 3, but being that this was a different dosage, it ended up looking like a new prescription, and they did approve it. And so on the 21st, they had received the prescription for the Mounjaro, and they told me that it would cost $30, and that they wanted to know if I wanted to fill it, and I said yes. And I thought maybe they would have that one in stock. I don't know why. But no, they didn't have it. They still said they would have to order it. And so I was able to, they filled it, and I was able to get that prescription on the 21st. I'm sorry, the 24th. Which meant at that time, I still had 2 dosages left of the 2.5, and then I now had my 4 dosages of the 5.0 of Mounjaro. And so that has worked out for me where, hey, I still had 2 pens of the 2.5, and now I still have my 4 of the next one. And so that's how that worked for me. Now, things like that won't necessarily work out for everybody because, unless you're switching dosages, unless you are switching the dosages, like I did, but, and the insurance works that way. I don't know if that would always be the case, but that's what happened for me. And so I'm going to actually be, my insurance says, I think on the 15th, it'll be the 15th is when I can get when they will refill another one for me. So I'm going to probably put in my refill request on the 11th, which is my shot day, 11th or the 12th for the refill. Because the doctor generally gets back within a day, and then give them time to order it in a 2-day time. And this time though, if I do get that notification from CVS, or when I look in their app and it says it's too soon, I'm probably going to call and say, hey, my insurance says it will refill this, by the 15th. Like they told me on the last month on June 10th is when they could refill it. But it's like my insurance says the 7th. So they probably could have, put in the request on the 5th. It would have been there by the 7th. And then I could have picked it up on the actual 7th. And so that is what I will probably do. I'll probably put in my refill request with sequence on the 11th. Hopefully it will be to them by the 12th, which technically means that they could have it in stock on the 14th, but I don't know. The last time they put it in on a Friday, it was on Monday. I don't know. So may have had to do with, I don't know if it had to do with the weekend or just the timing of when they got it on Friday, but the prescription was sent to them on Friday, and then it was ready on Monday. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this schedule going. So at that point, I should have a new 5 milligram box sitting on hand for me before I even take my second shot of the box that I'm currently on. So if I keep working it this way, I should always have at least another month going when I have basically a 3-week supply that I got to get through. And that's the way I'm going to try to work it. And if they decide to, whenever I decide to switch through to the 7.5, I may even end up having more of a quote unquote stockpile going on. But then too, I really am sure how that's going to work, because like I said, I do plan to stay on. I don't plan to like titrate up like every 4 weeks. I already stayed on the 2.5 for technically 8 weeks. Because of the fact of messing up that first. She might have let me stay on the 2.5 anyway, but technically messing up that very first pen, the doctor kept me at the 2.5 for another month. And so I already, didn't like automatically just titrate up just because. So I plan on staying at the 5, and incorporating the activity that I need to incorporate, and having more of the healthy, food, eating hot guidelines and things like that. I'm incorporate more of that with this 5 milligram dosage. And as long as it works for me, I'm going to stay on it. And I expect to stay on it probably for at least 5 months, because I'm looking at this. I'm, side note, waiting for my FSA new card to get sent to me. I've been having troubles with my mail getting to me, and I had a card that should have been here already, because the old one expired June the 30th, and I'm pretty sure I should have had one in hand before the other one expired, but that's neither here nor there. Hopefully these issues with my mail are being resolved. And anyway, I requested another one this past Saturday. So they should be sending me another one, and I hope to have that in hand. But it'll probably not be before I'm having to pay for this next refill, technically out of pocket. It's all out of pocket with FSA funds. You guys know how those work. But technically out of my actual pocket, I'll pay for this next prescription. But then after this, I'll move to a 3-month prescription. And I don't know if she will want me to move up to the 7.5 at that point, or to stay on the 5. But in any event, at some point, whenever I do a refill, or if I say I want to go up, when I have that FSA card in hand, I'm going to do the 3-month mail order situation, because my insurance will do 1 month at $30, or the 3-month at $60, but it has to be mail in. I cannot pick it up. So I have to mail in, and I've got with my insurance company to figure out what that process is. I think it's absolutely crazy that they won't let me pick it up at the pharmacy. It has to be mail, but whatever. That's fine. That's fine. And I think I'll miss out on the discount card, which I wanted to touch on that process too, you guys. It's like, do not be like me and be afraid to speak up, in a sense. And I probably should have gone in. The first time I picked up this prescription and he told me it was $30, I went through the drive up at CVS, is where I had my stuff filled at. And I asked them, I said, I know that I could not use like a good RX with the insurance, but I was like, can I use this, prescription, the manufacturer's coupon? And whoever was at the window, she went away and she asked someone, I'm not sure, but she came back and she said, oh, it's already the lowest it would be. And I was like, okay, fine. And I, handed over my flexible spending card and paid the $30 because $30 coming from like 1,058, awesome. And so I went away paying that $30 the first time. Now, when I picked up the second prescription, I said, well, I'm going to go inside because people are talking about they're getting it for 25 and I should be able to get it for the 25. And so I went in and I, said I had this coupon from the manufacturer, and then I was told, oh, well, it's already 30. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with them, but I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if it would be lower. I'm not sure what it would do, but I just want to, kind of see. And so I had a picture of the information on my phone. She kind of just wrote everything down and then went to the pharmacist, and they did whatever they had to do behind the scenes, put the information in, and came back and said $25. And that was for the second 2.5 that I picked up. And then here comes the Manjaro, the 5 point. I go inside once again. The young man that helps me was like, oh, but it's already $30. Yes, I'm aware. We need to put this coupon in. It's probably going to take it to 25. And now I ended up I was the only person there, but I ended up having to wait about 10 minutes. But he went and gave the information to the pharmacist. And then I guess they just decided to take their sweet time about it. Whatever. They even had my phone because I showed him on my phone. He didn't write it down. He took my phone, which was fine because I'm standing right there in front of them. But yeah, took my phone, came back, gave my phone back, and then I still waited another couple minutes before he came and said, okay, it's ready. And it was the 25. But I do not know what it is with CVS. And I don't know if it's any other pharmacy, but it's like, y'all battling me, want to trip over, y'all have to know. Or maybe you don't, I don't know. But it's like, I understand that it's already discounted with the insurance. But, if I ain't got to pay this $5, even if it was on the flex spending card, but I think with the last one, I think I paid out of pocket. Have I paid the last two out of pocket? I don't know. I paid the last one out of pocket, I know. Maybe the last two, but I think it's only the last one in any event. But it's like, it's only $5, but over the course of a year, that's $60. And that's a whole another 2 or 3 months, depending upon, how you look at it. With the prescription card, 3 months supply is $60, but again, it has to be mail in. So I guess I won't look at it like that, but I'll say another 2 months worth of medication. If you look at it like that, that ultimately I would be saving or could pay for with this $5 over time. So yes, definitely put this card in and let me get my $5. But one thing about it is I guess it won't work, and I maybe have to look into reaching out to the insurance company itself to see if that card is something that they could put in with the mail order prescription thing as well. But even if they don't, you're talking about with the card, which is going to expire at the end of December anyway, and I'm not sure if it'll be renewed. But we're looking at, I would have been getting 3 months at $75, and this is 3 months at $60. So it definitely still saving that's a whole, it would have been $90. I'm saving $15. No, I'm saving, it would have been $90, and I'm saving, well, wait a minute, what am I thinking? 3 months, I would have been saving, at $25, that's $75, but I'm going to be paying $60, so that's a $15 savings. Yeah. So in essence, I'm still you know, I'm still coming out ahead. So, you know, even if they don't apply it, I'm still good. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. That is basically all I wanted to talk about, though. Definitely, you're going to want to refill that prescription. You're not going to want to take your last shot and then refill anyway, because, you know, you just don't want to, you don't want to be without your medication. So you would definitely not wait until you like take your last pill before you refill. You're wanting to, whatever, you know, regular medications. You're not going to want to take the last dose or whatever before you refill. So I guess that is why they do give you that leeway. So definitely take the leeway, and make sure that you are refilling your meds at the 3-week mark, or, you know, requesting your refill at the 3-week mark when you can, so you'll always at least have that additional dose in there. But again, like if you're on the Weight Watcher Secrets program, as I am, I'm not waiting for the 3 weeks to request the refill. I'm putting it in at the 2-week mark, and just, you know, freaking it that way, so that I'm never without, you know, if at all possible. So yeah, that's it, you guys. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave them below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, until the next video, peace and blessings.